Oh, let's bring this over. Hi, everyone. If you bear with me, I am just going to make sure I've adjusted the screen to what I need to have it as for you all to see perfectly. For those watching this back, a big, huge welcome. For those of you that are already here, just bear with me. I'm going to make sure that the screen is just right. And then we will start. Okay, I think that, let me just make sure. Hold on, guys. I can't do this until I press live. Hi, Josie. It's the downside that I can't adjust all this until I press the live button. Hey, Katrina. Hi, Art, my name. Okay, I think that'll be okay. If I have to adjust, I will do. Hi, Star. Hi, Alejandra. 1 second. Hi, Susie. Hi, Lou. Hi, guys. Hi, Be Bright. So we got a lot to cover today. Hi, Pickle. Yes, unicorn hairs today. I think I've finally got the sections right. Now, I haven't done it all. I just needed to do a section of the yellow, a section of the salmony colour, like a peach, a section of the pinks, blues and purples, and then finish off with a bit of Winkestella, but you can't really see that on camera, so hopefully we'll get it all in there. Hi, Suzanne. Hi, everyone. So I'll give it a couple of minutes. Is it bright? Is it what, the picture, or is it too bright on the screen? Hi, Dorothy. Hi, Caroline. Hi, Jude. Because I can turn the lighting down a little bit. Hi, the stitching colorist. Ah, thank you. Is everything okay? All right, lovely. So I'll give it a couple of minutes. If you watch this back, you can open the live chat up. It might be, oh, the colours on the picture. Yeah, it's going to be a bit of a woohoo one. I might tone a few bits down, but once it all kind of goes together, it'll be okay. Hi, Sam. Hi, Joey. So this one's going to take a little bit longer than what I first imagined, because I didn't really think this has given me a big challenge. And you'll laugh, I've probably done about 7 attempts, and I've got a few here where it started off as didn't like it, second attempt didn't like it, third attempt, this is pro marker base, I couldn't be doing that. There's about 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th in the bin. Tilly, you're shouting at everyone. Hi, Shirley. Hi, Hooray. So I'll give it a couple of minutes. And as I said, if you're new to the channel and you do watch this back, you can open the live chat, but it does take a couple of hours to render. So once I've finished the live, you have to wait like 2 or 3 hours, and then the chat will load. I know, Lou did, and I wanted the challenge, but it's been a challenge. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Robin. That's okay. How are you? I hope you're well as well. Yeah, it has. I'm not even going to joke. It has been my most challenging one so far because there are so many colours involved. And you will laugh when I say I've got 26 colours beside me. We might not use all of them, but 26. Hi, Pat. Ah, Robin, you rest up. Lots of love. And lots of love to Dash. She's also been taken into the hospital, and she's not here, but just a big, big, big well wishes hug to Dash. She usually joins us in live chats. I know, Jude, I know. I have not stopped printing these. It has been a challenge and a half. So I am ready now. I'm just like, let's get this done. So prior to this, honestly, it's taken me a couple of weeks to kind of get my head around which colours I'm going to use. So I thought, okay, I tried out initially the whole buyings and I thought, no. Hi, Charlotte K. And then I tried out the polys. And then I tried out the Prismas, and I stuck with the Prismas in the end. And then I thought about the whole bindings I'm going to do for the grey hair. So you can adjust that to how you want. I think the luminance are going to be the white blonde, like the platinum type hair. But yeah, what a challenge this has been. It's been crazy. So everyone that's joining us, a huge welcome over to you. And I'm only going to give it another minute, and then I'm just going to dive on in, because we've got a lot to cover in this one, because it's got different sections with different colours. And I'm going to say the most million trillion colours that we can fit in. Hey, Julie. Yes, Shirley, it is. It's like I got it in the sales, in the January sales. It's got all these hearts. I don't know if you can see. It's like all these hearts all over it. And it's like a white. It's so warm and just cozy, and oh, it's really nice. Really, really nice. And I'm not one for the cold at all, and it's freezing at the moment. So hiya, everyone. Yeah. Yeah, needed, but I might get quite hot under, because I've got the studio lighting above me, and it might get a little bit hot, so we'll see how I get on. The sleeves might end up rolling up in a very short time. Hi, Mum. Yeah, this is the one I got in the sale that I was telling you about. It's really cozy. That's okay, we talk about everything here. Right, so episode 7, we got around to it, is unicorn hair. Now, I've had a lot of preparation for this one, and I'll take you through very quickly what the plan is before we just dive in. So I've put some, you can't really see it on the camera, but there is some wink of stella on this one little section here. Now, this is just a rough panning out what I'm going to do. So these sections here, you can see there's some peaches there, and then I've done some pinks in this part. I've done some blues here, and I've done some purples here. Now, each section, I'm going to warn you now, is going to be about 5, 6, sometimes 3. It depends which colour. The least colours is the yellow section. Now, I'm going to try my hardest to keep it close to as possible to the tones that I'm looking for. Hiya, Rosa. But why this was a challenge is that I wanted it to lay right without going off track too much. Now, you can use a pro marker base, you can get the pastel tones, but it doesn't necessarily need that, because I'll show you why. Now, forget this, this was just, I wanted to try something out. So these here are the pro marker pastel tones, and you've got pinks, peach, blue, purple, yellow in there. And I thought, that would be great. You can see they're the pro markers. But you don't need to do that, because the Prismacolors actually have the best colours to base down with. So I went for cream, deco pink, lilac, light peach, and powder blue. You can use cloud blue. It doesn't, either or, it doesn't matter. So I thought, instead of you going out and buying the pro markers after the stream, if you've got the Prismacolors, you don't need to. We're going to use one medium. So that is what we're going to do. So you're going to have to bear with me with millions of colour cards that I've got here to go along with. And I'm quite prepared for this one. I've written down the pink sections, purple sections, yellow sections, blue sections, peach sections, black and wink of stella. So I have written sections down and what colours I'm using, so I can just grab. It is just one of those. Hi, Louise. Afternoon, everyone. Well, it's good morning for a lot of you in the US, but it feels like my whole day's gone. It's it's coming up to 4:20 in the afternoon here. So I'm going to move these aside. Now, the only colour that I'm going to use in a different brand, and I've explained this before, is the black, because I personally prefer the black poly over the black Prisma, because as a final... Hi, Charlotte. Good to see you. How are you doing? The reason why I choose the poly over the Prisma black is I find that the Prisma black is a bit too waxy for my liking on this. So what I'm going to suggest to you all is that you grab a harder black, so a harder cord black, and the poly or even the Artesia would be a good one for this, because it's a lot harder. Hi, Dee Dee. How are you doing, lovely? So that is what I'm going to say. Just grab a harder black over the Prismas. The rest are going to be in Prismas, but the black I'm going to get a really hard pencil, because once you layer and layer, so you're going on top of these layers, what ends up happening is, you know, the wax bloom, that's going to end up showing and having a bit of a, you know, like that waxy, it is a bloom, it comes off, you know what I mean, you've seen it with Prismas. The rest will be in Prismas, but you're going to have all those bits over your page in black, and that's going to drive you bananas. So I am going to suggest that you get a harder black pencil and finish that off, because we've got a lot of layers to go on. So if we're going along with this, and then on top of all those layers that you've done, you're then going with a black. With the Prisma, it's just going to go waxing. It will drive you absolutely bananas. So grab yourself a harder black pencil to do. Oh, thank you. Yeah, hi, May. Hi, everyone joining. Thanks. Yeah, we're on number 7 now, Dee Dee. We've managed to get to number 7, and this is Unicorn. So it's going to be, it's a challenge. It's a challenge. It's been my most challenging one yet. So we'll see how this gets on. I've been quite prepared for this one. The other tools that you're probably going to need are your erasers, just in case. This one was, funnily enough, enabled by Dee Dee. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I have. I've done so much practice for this one, I tell you. But it's been fun. It's been a challenge, but it's been fun. Okay, so the other 2 tools that you're going to probably need. Hi, Sabrina. I haven't seen you in a while. How are you? Oh, there's so many faces that I haven't seen in a while. Hi, Mona. I'm still drinking out of my Christmas mug. That's sad. Okay, so the only other 2 that you're going to need is one eraser. I would suggest that you grab a Derwent, because it's not tiny little bits that you need to get into. However, if you want to grab your little one, then you can grab your little one. Now, you've seen this. I showed this when I first got it. It's a tiny little eraser as opposed to the Derwent. So they're 2 different sizes. You can grab both. Hi, Elaine. Hi, everyone coming in. So grab your erasers just in case, because you never know. And at the end, you can use either or. I'm going to use the Wink of Stella just personally because it's nice and glittery. This Spectrum Noir crystal is glittery, but the difference with this one, it's more wet and there's less glitter. So I highly recommend that you get the Wink of Stella over this one, or you can have both and try them both out and see which one you prefer. I like the sparkle, the Spectrum Noir sparkle for water, but I prefer the Wink of Stella for just everything else. It's a lot more glittery. And then I'm just going to get my pencil extended, because a couple of these are coming to the end of their life, well, you know, holding lives, where I have to stick them on an extender. So if you've got little pencils and you need an extender, grab one of those, and that's it. That's all you're going to need. So you want me to run through which colours? You're going to laugh. You're going to laugh at me. Okay. So if you're following this along, I'll tell you which ones you need now. You might not use all of these, but I'm going to tell you, and you're going to need to sit down because there's 26 of them. So we have got a violet, PC932. Hi, Faye. Hi, Gillian. That's okay. You lurk away, my dear. Right. Violet, PC932. Lilac, PC956. Palmer Violet, PC1008. Powder blue, I'm going to go through them in case you need to jot them down. PC1087. Dark purple, PC931. Dahlia purple, you might not use all of these, but I'm telling you what they are just in case you do. Hi, Leah. Yeah, let's just say 15 for the hell of it. Hi, Messy. How are you? Henna, PC1031. Sky Blue Light, PC1086. Deco Peach, PC1013. Cream, PC914. I know. Grade Lavender, PC1026. Now, we might swap Lilac with the Grade Lavender. That's what I mean. I've got a couple in there what I'm probably going to use. I might not use Powder Blue. I might use Sky Blue Light. But grab them anyway. Grab them anyway. Black Grape, PC996. I'm gonna need I'm gonna need a mouth like rest after all this. Hot pink PC 993. Bronze. What are you thinking? What am I using that in? Lou, half the pencil case is gone. Half of it's gone. Bronze PC 1028. Goldenrod 1034. China blue 1100. Indigo 901. Jasmine, it's like bingo, isn't it? 1012. Blue Lake 1102. Light Peach 927. I know, I've only got a couple, I promise. Peach 939. Salmon Pink 1001. This is your black, so you don't need a number for that. Blush Pink 928. Deco Pink 1014 and Nectar 1092. So if you're jotting them down, God help you. Oh gosh, it is a couple, isn't it? Oh gosh, yeah, I've run out of table. So if you are going back on them, you need to just pause at each one and write them down. So I'll tell you as I go along, but if you wanted to grab your pencils in the beginning, that's what you're going to grab. Just a couple. Oh dear, messy. Good. My brother just ordered 2 shades Summer Books. First Black Widow set and some soft pastels for me because I have hard time with these, so I'm good. I hope you enjoy them. You're going to have some fun with your new stuff. I love hearing about that. Just a couple. Oh dear. Well, you know me by now. But as I said, in my defense, there are sections that have 3, 4, 5 colours. And this has been my biggest challenge. So let's just jump on in there. And as I said, if you're joining me now, we're heading towards this. Now, I haven't done the whole thing. I've done sections. And this is what we're heading for. So I'm going to put these behind. And I'm going to rip off my Post-it. Yes, everyone blame Lou for the amount of colours, the insane amount of colours that I'm using. You can do this. That's why I'm breaking it down step by step. Right, so first of all is placement. Where do you want your colours to go? So placement of colours is your first port of call with this one. Now, what I mean by that is where do you want your base colours to go? Because there's many different colours on this one. So I thought, let's go for a mixture. So I'm going to put quite a heavy amount of purple and blues at the top. And as I'm heading down, so we're coming down here. Hi, everyone. As we're heading down here, I'm looking at introducing a little bit more softer tones. So I've still got my blue and purple in there, but we've got more of a presence of pinks and salmons and yellows. So most of the heavier laydown of darker colours are at the very top. And as we're working our way down, we're going a little bit, just a little bit lighter and a little bit less of the blues and heavy purples. So we'll still have them because if you think about when you plait your hair, it's going to go all different directions, isn't it? So you're still going to have them in there, but you're going to have less of. So, yeah, don't ask me next time because you might have. Yeah, exactly. But next time you might have me on, you might say something and I'll end up with 70 colours on my table. So, you know, we're in it for the long haul today. Okay, so let's do this. We're going to have placement of colours first. So my first laydowns were all the pastel tones. So like a sky blue light or a powder blue. Now you can use either or. You're not going to be using all of them, you know, that's what I said. So you could use either or. If you've got some singles and you haven't got the full set and you've got one and not the other, you can go for one. You know, you don't have to go for two. So I'm in this on this occasion. I'm going to go for my powder blue as my blue sections. And then my light purple sections are going to be with a grey lavender. Then my lightest pink sections are going to be the deco pink. So you're going to look at your pastels, and then we're going to have light peach as our peachy sections, and then our very last section is our yellow. So these are your 5 staple colours as my lay down. So then we're looking at where to place them. So now I've got to find the cards amongst my 100. You're gonna laugh. I know, you've got to laugh at these things. I've done so many and now I've got to find them all. This is going to be the fun part, isn't it? Is that Sam, where have you put it? I have no idea. Okay, grey lavender. Powder blue we need. Powder blue. And we need our cream. So everyone blame Lou for this. And now the whole lot's just falling on the floor. This is the kind of stream we're going to have today, I can tell. It's going to be one of them. Right. So first of all, I'm going to go for where I want my purple sections to go. So I'm going to go for the grey lavender first. I'm going to zoom you in. And I might have to bring you down. You are zoomed in. I'm going to have to bring you down. So you're going to go for a ride for a second. There we go. And I'm going to have to put this at the side so that you can see. As long as you can see the colour. Can you see the colour okay? Right, if there's any problems with sound, with the picture, with anything, please put it in caps. If there's anything for me that you want to point towards or get me to answer or any of that, then please pop it in caps, because I am going to be really concentrating today on what's in front of me. So if I miss anything and you don't mind repeating it, please do. Those of you that's joining, then thank you for coming over. You're going to be here for a while because we're going to be with our 100 pencils. So let's just dive in. Right, so now I want to put placement to start with. So I'm going with my grey lavender. And remember, you don't have to, on the first base, you're just getting rid of those white areas. So this is the Prismacolor grey lavender PC 1026. And first of all, we're putting, where do we want our placement of this to go first? So I'm going to say this section here I want as blue. And then we're going to go for this section here with the lavender. This is just your base coat. Don't worry about shading. Don't worry about any of that at the moment. We're just going to go straight on just for putting the base down of where we want our placement to go. So we know where we're going from and going with and the direction of what we're going to be doing. And that's important because that will give us what we're going to be doing. Yeah. Welcome to the 1 million pencil club. That's what this should be called. This is what this stream should be renamed, shouldn't it? Want to use 1 million pencils? Jump on in. Okay, so I'm going to put it around this bit as well. Now, if you're looking at a plait, that's going to come over here, isn't it? So we're going to have a little bit down here. So I'm just going to have to lift that a second. Oh, so bear with me. That bit of hair is going to come round. And I'm going to give it the purple there. You haven't got to be precise with this. It's, you know, it is just for fun. Hey, Phoenix. And then we're going to come on over here as well. So this little section here will probably be coming down here. So this is going to be your grey lavender here as well. I'm going to do all my purple sections first. And then I'm probably going to come down over to here as well, because this section might head on over. I'm not going to do too much. And then again, I want to bring some across. So we're going to have some on this little bit. Is it all okay in your screens? So I'm going to try and talk you through my whole process. That's what these are here for. Brenda, I'm using Prismacolors, my dear. It should have it at the side what I'm using. So then in this part, I'm going to do some here. I don't want it in all. because there's a little sort of separation. And then we're going to head down a little bit and come into here. So the Spectrum Noir's arrived today, guys, and so I can finally do my video on Happy Mail and what I've bought. But however, one of mine have leaked all over the tray. I had blue ink everywhere, so they're going to have to replace that. Yeah, the whole box of Prismas. Yeah, exactly. I thought, well, why not? Hi, Terry. Thanks, everyone. Yeah, it just helps get them seen. When you thumbs up a video or thumbs down, it doesn't matter either or. It just gets your videos seen by other audiences. It comes up in recommendations and stuff. So they are important for those that, you know, especially if you're starting a new channel. But it also is helpful for every channel. It gets you seen. It gets you recommended in other people's, you know, when you're watching a video and underneath you've got recommendations, that kind of thing. Okay. Oh, and thank you, everyone. I hit 6,000 subscribers yesterday. Thank you so much. So I do have to say that to all of you, because it's also word of mouth and people saying, oh, you know, come and join. And so you're all to do with that as well. So thank you very much. Hey, Zoe. I don't use fine liners, but I do like the Stabilo 0.88. Oh, thank you. Thank you, guys. Okay, so this part I'm doing purple. And then I think I'm going to put another big streak. I've sort of missed out a big section here. So I'm going to put another sort of area of purple here. And we're just going to kind of roll with it today and see what comes out at the end of my fingers. See what we can manage. No, thank you. Oh, yeah, well, I absolutely love being here. So even when I can't be here because pain or, you know, hospital appointments or whatever it might be, you know, I miss it. I miss it. And I'm really crap at doing videos without live streaming. So me talking to a camera, I can't do it anymore. So I prefer to live stream. Thank you. Okay, so I think on that top section, I've got enough of the grey lavender. So if I come down here, I might add a tiny touch of it. I'm just trying to see what I've done on the other one. I'm only going to add a little bit. So if we've come from this section, I'm going to probably bring just a tad here. So it sort of, it's like it goes, the strands, as it's been plaited all the way down. Lou, yeah, not bad on that one. It's an accurate description. 6,000 pencils, 6,000 subscribers. Yep. Today it feels like we're having that, doesn't it? Okay. Hiya, Robin. Okay. So I think that's going to be, do I want any more purple? I'm going to put a little touch up here as well, everyone. And then we're going to move on to blue. So just placement at the moment. Where do you want your colours to go? Right. Then we're going to move on. See, I'm getting hot already in this jumper. I'm going to have to change it. Now we're going to look at powder blue. Now, where do I want my powder blue? Hi, Nanamo. How are you? Hi, C&T. Everyone joining, thank you for coming on over and a huge welcome. So we're going to look over it here as well. So I'm going to first of all put my placement of my light blue. Don't forget, don't worry too much about the grayscale areas. I'm going to just have to turn her head because otherwise you can't see. So up the top, don't worry too much about the grayscale areas. You're more focusing on those areas that are white in the middle because you don't want the white spots. So you want your very lightest base first. So we're going to go for a section here as well. So just make sure you cover all the white areas first. It's where do you want your colours to go? So here, let's go for some blue. So I'm going to put some more, just bear, this is grey lavender. I just missed a section that I really want to be purple. So yeah, okay. So we're going to go for the powder blue here. Then we're going to go for this section as my blue. So go straight into those white sections. Just make sure you're happy with where you've put your colours. Have I missed Loretta? Hi Loretta, if you're here. I didn't see you. So then we've got this part here. We're going to put our powder blue. That's okay, Loretta. You lurk away. You're just saying hello. Okay, so we're going to put it in here as well. I'm going to leave this little, can you see a streak there? There's a streak right next to that blue. I'm going to keep that for my peach. So now we're looking at where do we want to put the blue now? So I'm going to put the blue here. So it goes really well with the purple, and that's why I sort of place it, you know, next to each other. Then I'm going to bring a little bit into this wave strand of hair at the side. And then probably a little bit as well here coming down. So just make sure that we got this right. So a little bit of the powder blue here coming down. And don't forget, this is just your placement of colours to start with. You gave her cover, you blew her cover, Faye. Okay, and then maybe into this section, because look, that's coming down. So just look at where the plait's going. I'm probably going to bring some, not much, just a tad here as well. And then I'm going to bring a little bit into these. And then I'm just going to think about how much blue do I actually want at the bottom? Not so much. So we're going to go with down here. I'm going to put a little bit. Oh, sorry, Desiree. Are you doing it along with me? I'm trying not to be fast, but I've got to try and speed it up a little bit. Otherwise, we're going to be here for 10 hours. Oh. Okay, so I think that's kind of where I want my placement of blue. Let me just double check. So I might have a little bit more at this section. And this here is all going to be peaches and pinks, so I'm not going to introduce any there. Oh, here you go. And there's a little tiny bit in between that purple. Okay, so if I zoom out, you'll see where I've put the blue, hopefully. Yeah, so we've gone for grey, lavender and blue is quite heavily sort of, I'd say, placed at the top. So coming towards the middle, it's still there, quite heavily present, but it's starting to fade a little bit more because we're going to have our pinks and peaches and stuff coming down. So then we're going to go for our deco pink. So we're now, where do we want our pink to go? I'm going to have to change my top, guys, because I am roasting potatoes over here. Bear with me. I'm going to have to go and get a thinner top. It's all nice and snug until you're sitting under a studio light, and the studio light is making me cook. I'm cooking. You got a minute now to quickly catch up. It's all nice and like cozy, and then you get into that and then it's roasting. Oh, let's put this one on. Okay, top changed. I needed to change because if I was in that any longer, I would have honestly cooked. Oh, right. So you caught up, Desiree. You had a minute to catch up. So now we're going to go for Deco Pink. Now, I haven't done too much of pink in this. Hey! Oh, nice. Enjoy them. Have fun with them. Hi, Bella. Good to see you. I always like to hear what you've all got. Okay. So we've got a mission on our hands today. So I will be streaming for a little while because this one does take me a little bit longer. So we're going to go for our Deco Pink now. Hi, Kev. And my pink's going to be quite heavy into this little area. So I've got nice sharp ends. And you're going to need sharp tips for when you do all your hair strokes and streaks and strands, and or when you start layering up. So we're going to put a heavy presence of pink in this area. I'm going to go for quite a heavy section here, but I'm going to fade that into a peach. And then we're going to put on the edge here. So that's going to have some peach going into it as well. So then we're going to go for, yeah, the image is by Mariola Budek. She's got her Etsy store. If you give me half an hour after my stream, I put all the links for the products. So like the Prismacolors and the PDFs, all of that in the description and what we've used. So if you bear with me, I will put that in there. Okay, so that's the grey lavender. Next to that, we're going to put the pink, and we're going to have that coming down. And that's going to fade into a peach. So just don't worry about shading at this moment. You're placing where you want your colours to go. So in this part, I'm just going to put some coming into here as well. So just placement at the moment. Oh, hiya. Is it Shayna? Yeah, we're heading towards sort of these colours, but we're just starting our placement of colour first. Right, then we're going to go for our light peach. And our light peach is going to be quite close to where we've put the Deco Pink. So looking at this section here. So, you know, be generous into your white areas because you don't want white. You don't have white in your hair if you've dyed it all these fancy colours. We're going to have quite a heavy amount here. This is light peach 927. I've got the colour cards there. Hopefully you can see them. Hi, Mike. Hi, Lisette. How did you get along with your Loomies? Did you work out your budget? Okay, so we're going to put that there. We're going to go for some really nice peach colours there as well. So we're just placing where we want our colours to go. So if you're just joining, welcome over. We are doing our unicorn hair. We're heading towards this purple, this blue, this pink, peach and yellow. But we're doing it stage by stage. Oh, back at you. Yeah, well, then you know what to treat yourself to. Okay, you adapt it to how you want it. I'm just showing you how I've sort of figured out how I wanted it. So I'm going to put just half of that area, and then I'm going to put some peach here because I want to put the yellows in a minute. So peach there, the peach into pink there. Now, if you look, that peach is going to go into the strands there. So you just come down because that's quite thin. And now we're going to put our last bits, which is our yellows. Now, we've got some strands there, which I'm going to sort of bring down, but I'm going to put that in the yellow, I think, or pink. No, I'm going to do that as pink. I'm going to do that as pink. So if you just grab back your Deco Pink, a minute, because I've missed a strand. Grab back your Deco Pink and just go for, in this little section here, there's right next to the grey lavender. It's quite close in colour. Just go for that section so it comes down. That's it. Now, you want your cream. Your cream is your yellow base. So grab your cream. Valerie, it's Mariola Budek. If you go to one of my older streams or my last stream, my last hair episode, it will have the link for the Etsy store in the description, or Lou's just put it there for you. Okay, so now yellow. So this is our last colour, which is the cream. The cream is the lightest that I was looking for, like a pastel tone. So I'm going to bring that. You can see where I'm placing it. So we're going to put it nicely into certain sections. So it's very pale at this minute in time. We're going to put it here as well, because it's just pastel toned bases, so that you've got no white areas and you've taken out all those white areas and you've got a base to work from. So just put it into those blues and just find any sections that you may have like left and just put it in there. The yellows are not going to be very in your face. They're just present, but a small amount. So that is more or less how we're going to go, just to start with. So we've got purple, which is your grey lavender. We've got blues, which is your powder blue. We've got pinks, which is your Deco Pink. We've got peaches, which is your light peach. And we've got yellow, which is your cream. That's your base. We've got a base to start with. Now the fun starts with our million colours. Are you ready? We're going to be here a little while. So I'm going to work on each colour first. I'm not going to go top to bottom. I'm going to go for each section. I'm going to do all the purples, all the blues, all the pinks, because otherwise we're going to be swapping our pencils over so many times. Hi, Nichols. Good morning. Thanks for joining us. So that is what we're going to do. We're going to go for purples first. Now, in the purple sections, I picked up a few colours, but we're not going to use all of them. I can swap one for another. You know, it's totally up to sort of how I'm feeling. So I'm going to head towards starting with a lilac, going for a Parma violet. I think then we will put a tad of Dahlia purple and finish off with black grape, but we'll see how it goes. So I'm going to start off with lilac. I've got to find my lilac. So this is the part that might take a little while because I've got to find the cards. Okay, so found it. I found it. Kimberly, oh, good luck. I hope you're all okay. Okay, so lilac. Now, I'm going to zoom you in now because otherwise you're not going to see the detail. So I'm going to also pull you up a little bit so you can see the very tops. Is it all okay on your screens? So with the lilac, like I've said in the previous strings that we've done with hair, you want to go from the sections that you're grayscaled first. So you can have, I wouldn't say press too hard, it's a medium pressure, and you're going to start to build your layers up. Now, it is darker than the grey lavender, so it's going to show. And your whole point in this part is to take out the grayscale and replace it with the purples. So just start building up, and already you can see the difference, how much of a difference it makes when it brings the colours out. List of now, edit my tutorial playlist at the moment. Oh, okay, that's okay. You lurk away until you have to. Evelyn, me, how long will I be online? Oh, a little while yet. A little while yet. Hey, Unicorn. That's okay. And as I said, if you're just joining us, we're heading towards doing this kind of hair. So, and we're just starting off. And we're going to be a little while yet. So if you're in it for the long haul, then God bless you. Okay, so we've got our little card here, as long as you can see what we're using. So we're using lilac. And we're going to start to go by the grayscale. And as I said, I will apologise in advance. I won't see much of chat because my head's going to be down. If I read all the chat, I'm going to end up being here a lot longer of your day. So go for all your grayscale area first and start to take out very lightly your grayscale areas and introduce the colour in. Now, it does take patience. I've said that in the past with hair. It's a lot of layering up. It's a lot of light layering up and a lot of strokes, but it gets there and it gets the result. People ask me how I do it. I'm showing you how I do it personally. There's no wrong way. Oh, thanks, Nanamo. Yeah, it took a while. Yeah, I'm going to be a little while yet, Evelyn. I'll see you soon. I definitely will be here in half an hour. I'll be here for about 3. Okay. So just introduce the first colour. Bring that up. Now, don't forget, we go back to our first colour, which is the grey lavender, if we need to introduce it into the middle. So you can, don't worry if this is too highlighted. We can always come back. So just bring, we're going to do all of the purple sections first. Otherwise, we're going to be back and forth and you're going to be picking up pencils galore. So you can see already, we've put one. So now I'm just going to do that in literally all of the grey lavender areas. So I'm going to have to turn it a little bit. Otherwise, it's at an angle for me. So here we've got grey lavender. So we're going to bring in our lilac. And you can be, I'd say I'm putting a medium pressure down. But as I'm coming up, remember the whole swishing my hand out, letting my hand go loose, flicking it up so that in the middle, it fades out. So you're just going with it. So that's exactly what, just let your hand loose. Follow from the bottom, bring it up. And just keep going with that. The same with this section here, just you're going to bring it down. Now, this will take quite a few sharpenings and keep pencil nice and sharp. So they do eat your pencils doing these a little bit because you have to keep it sharp. Blunt does not work on this because you won't get your strands. And you'll find as well, if you press too hard, you'll have a wax bloom. So just keep it nice and soft, but you want to show the strands. So just keep with it and you'll get it eventually. Just keep with them and you'll see, you'll start to build it up. Hey, Natalie. As I said, it's going to take a little bit of patience, this one. And if you've got that patience, then good time. So just going to turn it. So that part will link in. So just keep with. Bring those strands up so you can see them. You want to see them. So remember, when you're going from the bottom, as I've said, you're going from a point, so you're joining it all together. You don't want the bottoms to all be separate because it will show. But if you bring them up, you'll start to take out that, you know, look, and then you'll have a little bit more of a hair look. It's like a little bit more realistic. Okay, Caroline, I'll see you later. What's the time there, Ozzy? It must be in the middle of the night, bless you. I'm sure, Pickle, if you've got patience for nephews and nieces, you've got patience for this, trust me. Okay, so we're going to go into these sections as well. So go with all your lavender parts and just bring in your lilac. So I'm going to be at a bit of an angle for a minute, but I hope that's not too distracting for you because I'm at different directions with this. The next one is greys, I think. Yeah. Then the one after that is the ash blonde. Then the one after that is the ombre, caramel, and sort of a hazelnut going into a caramel hair, which will be nice. I'm looking forward to doing them all. Next challenge that I've got to work on for 2 weeks' time is the ash platinum blonde. That's going to be a challenge and a half. Oh, thank you. So again, bring them up here. We've got this section. And don't forget, it'll all look different when it's all done. You're just starting up. First and second layers will always look a little bit odd. It will all sort of join in after. So it's a case of your build up will look so different. Your result will look so different from your build up. So we're going to fade that out because the blue is going to join that. Then we've got these little sections here, haven't we? So we're going to go for the same. Just build on that and bring that up into the middle. And as you're coming up, release the pressure of your pencil. So all of these will be the same. Just go with all of the purples. And it's quite therapeutic, I think, to do hair. I mean, it's not for everyone. But I think it's one of those things that because it's quite repetitive, so if you're into doing like mandalas and stuff like that, the repetitive motion can be quite relaxing. So again, we're going to bring some down in here as well. So keep with the lilac. And don't worry about all the other writing because that was my test sheets. This is about my eighth print out of this unicorn hair, I'm going to say, if I took a guess. Okay, then this part, this is the lilac as well. So I'm going to build that up and just bring all those strands up to the middle. And then as you come to the middle, just release the pressure of your pencil. If you press too hard, don't worry, you can erase. That's why I said the erasers do work really well with Prismas. And the thing is with the PDFs, you can reprint. So if you do mess up, don't worry. Hi, Mandy. Susie, I use a 160-gram craft card. I will list it at the end of the stream in the description. I will list everything. You know, the Prismacolors, the paper, the PDF, the erasers, the Wink of Stella, anything we use, I will link in the description. If you bear with me for half an hour after, I'll put all the colours as well. Well, I was glad to see it. It makes me so happy to see you all, you know, use the colours and the combinations and the hair things. I love seeing it all. That's what the videos are here for, you know. Okay, so coming down to this little bit here. And I'm going to, oh, and the giveaway, guys, I'm going to announce next week. So next Tuesday, I will announce the giveaway, and the Saturday, I will do the draw. So next week will be our January giveaway. Take care, Sam. Have fun. And then we're going to come down to, hold on, guys. We're going to come down to this section here. So it's still, okay, on your screens. Now, this part is still the purple. So we're going to bring same into here before we move on to our next colour. So just build on it, build up on it. So follow all your purples. And yeah, don't forget as well, you don't, like people say, oh, do I have to, you don't have to reference at all. Just you don't have to reference me on anything. Just have fun with the videos and the combinations and what you do, and you know, it's nice to see it. I just selfishly like to be tagged so that I can see what you've done, and so I can like, oh my goodness, it came out so well, you know. You don't have to. Okay, so we're going to build on that here. And I think that's pretty much all the lavender apart from these parts. We've got to come back up. So we're going to come up to here as well. I missed a little section. So all the purples. You have to keep turning your pencil to keep it nice and sharp. So we'll work on that as we go along. So this is just your guide, because now you're starting with your guide of strokes. And then here as well, isn't it? It's really hard to tell the difference when it's in front of you between the grey lavender and the deco pink. They're very similar. But this is definitely grey lavender, I can see that now. It's really hard to sort of tell as you're sitting in front of it. So until you sort of step back from it and have a little look, then you can see the difference. But it all sort of merges together when you look at something for so long. So as I said, I'm really sorry if I'm not in chat too much, because I want to make sure that I get this done today with you. Okay, so that is pretty much my first base on all of the lilac section. So again, if I zoom out, you can kind of see this is just starting. So now we've got down our grey lavender and our lilac in the purple section. Then we're going to go to our next one. Now the next one up is the Parma Violet. It's not too different to the lilac. It is a tad deeper. So before I put any other darker colours into this, I'm going to put some Parma Violet in now so that you can tell the difference. You'll see what I mean, because you can use a little bit more pressure on this part. So you can come in and it is that tad deeper. So without darkening it up too much and swaying from that pastel look, if you put in, I'll show you in this section first. If you put the Parma Violet in on top of the lilac, it does work really well together. There we go. The pencil snap happened. So if you bring that in, can you see it starts to deepen it up a bit? And it doesn't take away that pastel look at all. It still gives it that feel, that vibe of the unicorny pastels. But I looked at a unicorn hair dye thing the other day, and some of them are really deep, some of them are really pastel. So this part, you can tell the difference between this and this. It's a lot deeper. So we're going to bring that in first. Keep with Parma Violet. Just bring into all of your lilac sections. And then again, as you come into the middle, release the pressure of your pencil. But you want it to be a little bit more heavy-handed at the very top. So just sort of roll with that. You can see the difference between, is it too dark on your screen? Just make sure it's up a bit. There you go. So you can see here, if you'd left it without the Parma Violet, it would be a lot more pastel-y. So you just keep with it. And we'll get there, It's just patience. Okay, so we're going to bring that into that part as well. Try not to press too heavy. And it all joins together once you've put all the colours and finished it all up. So sort of remember from the point and bring down. And as you come down, lessen up with what you're putting down on the paper. So as you come into the middle, allow the strands to be seen, but sort of release it so it's not too heavy-handed. And we just keep going on all of the sections that we've done with the violet, the lavender. Just as you come up, it's less so. Again, we're going to come over to here. I'm going to come down first, and we'll come back up to these bits here. So very top release, and keep doing that same pattern. So you're with the Palmer Violet PC1008. And then there is a shine, and in the shine parts, you can come back with your greyed lavender after. When you come back with your greyed lavender, it will take out any white look and it will replace it with like a lavender look like we did in the beginning. So it keeps the pastel look entirely. So it always is a reference to come back to. So remember, make a note which you started with. So you start with greyed lavender and you'll probably end with that before you put all your final finishing touches in. So just keep with that same pattern that you've been doing. You can see it's starting to build it all up now. Hi, Christina. And then we've got this last this last part with the Palmer Violet. I'm just again adding that build up as we go along. Because of the amount of colours that's in this, and you laugh, I know you laughed at me at the beginning. It has to take my attention for a bit, so I'm so sorry if I'm not in chat. Are you all starting on new projects? I know quite a lot of us have been in a slump recently, that January slump. It's the curse of January, isn't it? Quite a lot of us have been in one. Okay, and then there's one little section here and there that I've missed, so come back up to that. So from that point, layer on and build that up. There won't be too much of a shine in that section because it's quite heavily grayscaled. So just roll with that, what she's given you already. And the same with this section here. Keep with your sharp point of your pencil. Just build up. My dog is snoring beside me. I hope you can't hear him. I think the award goes to Maze Dogs for that. I love listening to it. It makes me laugh. Okay, so that's your second colour laid down. Louise, it's on Etsy. It's on Etsy. Lou might still have the link up. Okay, so that's the second colour. Now, the third colour, this is where you're going to start to add a little bit of definition and change it up a bit. So originally, I put a touch of Dahlia Purple in. I think, let me have a look. Yeah, I did. I put a touch of Dahlia Purple in, and this changes it. It's got a slight pinky tone to it. So I'm going to come back into you now. And the Dahlia Purple, you don't want to add too much of this. I'm going light to medium pressure here. And it's got an ever so slightly, it's got like a pinky tone to the purple. It's got a really nice tone. It's quite soft, that pencil. Bear with me, everyone. Just make sure it's really nice and sharp. So be careful with pressing down too much, because obviously sharp pencils is going to end up that you're going to snap the tips like I do. So you don't actually need a hell of a lot of pressure down on this one. Now this just brings in a slight different tone to it. Now I want to meet that down in the middle, and I want to show it into the sections here. So I'm really going to release how much I'm putting down on that paper as oh my gosh, as I come to the middle of that. Good job, it's still sharp. Okay. So I don't know if you can see, but it's got a very slight pinky tone to it. Now, I'm just going to make sure that this is how I want it. Now you're going to have a little wax bloom start, because you're building up on wax, but you're not pressing too hard, so it shouldn't be too bad. So I'm going to quickly show you. This is Dahlia Purple, sorry. It's got a really nice tone to it. Then before you go in with your deepening of this is where I say to you, come back to your original colours. Come back to your grade lavender, because now you can put that into the middle. So go into all those white sections before I go into all the other sections and do the same. Come into the middle. Take out anything that looks too pale, because it will still keep a shine, but what it will do is take out any white look, and it keeps all your strands and strokes. So just come in with your grade lavender and make sure you eliminate that out, because it keeps the shine, but it also makes the shine purple. So just stick with that. So I'll do this section here to show you, and then we're going to just repeat that whole process in all of them. Yeah, I've printed this 10 times, Christina, to be exact. So yes, you can. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. And then on your very last, very last, on sort of bringing out all the definition, we're going to bring the black grape. But this is like our black. And this just makes it like it's got the strands, but without taking, it doesn't make it too dark. It still keeps that light look about it. As I said, if you press down too hard, one, you'll snap your pencils, but two, the wax bloom of the Prismas will give you a bit of a build up. So you don't want that too much. Just try and keep it as light as possible. And that is kind of what we're heading for. Yeah, no, I've done this quite a few times, this one, Christina, you're not alone. So that is how this is kind of going to look. So we're going to keep with that. We're going to go straight back over to our Dahlia Purples now. Dahlia Purple is going to be in all our purple sections. I'm going to have to turn the PDF, guys. So keep that at the side. And now we're going to bring the Dahlia Purple into the Parma Violet. Parma Violet was the last one we used in these purple sections. So we're going to introduce that in. And don't forget, it will look different when it's all built up together. At the minute, we're just doing the purples instead of going all over the place. We're going to do all the purples, then all the blues, then all the pinks. And then with those, there's not as many, so they won't take long. The purple and the blue is what takes the longest because there's the most of. And then as we build our way up, it won't be as much. Ah, thank you, dear. So just keep with, have patience, print off as many PDFs as you want for your own personal use and pleasure and practice like I have, and you'll get there. So just have a little play. Now, that's going to blend into that blue really well. So you can just roll with that as well. And then you can just bring and introduce that up. See, hi Yanis, or is it Janice or Yanis? We're heading for this, but we're just starting again. So we're gonna try not to snap it. Okay, so from the point, make sure it's visible and release the amount in the middle to less of. And kind of just make it so that that part's got quite a heavy influence of Dahlia Purple. That would be nice. Okay, and then this as well. So we'll keep with the Dahlia Purple. I'm going to keep doing that. You're going to just hear that throughout. I can tell this. I've noticed it's this pencil in particular. This old Dahlia Purple of mine is just breaking. The other ones aren't. It's this one. Never mind. Must be a softer one than usual. None of the others have done it. It's this one. Okay, so just keep with this purple. Now there is a separation here, so you can make that more visible by just going sort of round. Just keep it visible and just bring that down and just make sure you build it up so that you can keep with that, but you don't want to see all the sort of gaps. So if you build it up, take out the gaps, but you'll still have a highlight. Because sometimes it's a silent J. I knew someone with, and her name was Yanis, but she spelt it like your name. She spelt it J, but it was a Y. That's why I asked. Okay, so just as well into this area. So on this section here, I'm going to put back a little bit of the Parma Violet into the middle and then the grey lavender. But that's what I mean. If you build up, you can always go back and then you're going to adjust your sections to how you want them. So it's good to sort of do this and build your layers up and then kind of go back and just keep fiddling until you're completely happy with. See, this part is all going to be blue, so you won't see this line here. You can see at the minute the lines. You won't see that. We'll take that out. So don't worry too much if you have, you know, visible lines, because don't forget you can always erase. So the top of it you can erase there, and you won't see those lines, so don't worry about it. And just take out all the gaps and build up on it. Lots of layers built up. And then this part here is going to just go into the blue, so leave that as well. So before I move on to the other parts, I'm just going to bring back the Parma Violet into this section, very lightly into the middle. So just bring the Parma Violet into the middle so that we're not having such big white areas. Because although you want to highlight, you don't want it too much, because otherwise it just looks like a big gap. So bring back your mid-tone. And then we're going to go back to our original colour of grey lavender. And then quite harshly apply into the middle and take out all of the white area. So it's got a highlight, but it's nice and purple. And then we're going to bring our black grape into that section before we go into the others. And we're going to adjust this. So I'm going to have to turn you. That's okay. Now we're going to build up some depth, because this is quite a large area. And I'm going to say it's probably your largest chunk here of purple. So it needs a little bit more work than the other sections. So just build up on that. And don't be afraid to let, you know, a few layers up. It might take a couple of goes. It might take a little bit more layering. But because this is your largest, I'm going to say this is your largest area. So don't worry too much if it takes you a little bit longer. Just do it until you're completely happy with it. And then I'm just going to bring back my Dahlia purple. Yeah, we'll try and keep the strands, just because I think if you still have the strands, you've always got that look of what could be natural hair. If you take it away, we might as well just have block coloured, which is fine as well if that's what you like to do. But the whole point in this, I think, is to try and keep it as realistic as possible, and that is strands, I think. So I try to keep it. Now, it takes a little bit of, you know, a little bit of build up to kind of get there. Right, so then we're going to come back down to this section. So we put the Dahlia purple in there, haven't we? So now we're going to go back to our grey lavender first, into the middle, take out the white. Well, it's not white, but it looks white, doesn't it? So take out all the section that in the middle that might be too white, too light. So go for your grey lavender and make sure that you've got that shine to how you want it before you go in with your black grape, because your black grape will darken it up probably too much, and then it's harder to sort of, it will muddy it together because they're wax. Oh, pickle. Okay, so just going to bring very lightly. You want to see it, but I don't want them being too dark, because I'm going to end up taking out the nice tones of purple that we've got going on. So just introduce the black grape. And even if you wanted these combinations for single hairs alone, so like just purple hair, and then we're going to get onto the blue, so just blue hair, you can use them for that. So it doubles up as, although you're putting it all together, it can double. So it's got a dual purpose, this one. Okay, right, so now we're going to move on to here. So we're going to get our grey lavender into the middle. Just make sure you take out all the too light areas. Get to our black grape, and then we'll do all the other purple sections, but we'll do this first. So I'm going to go for our black grape. So yeah, you could take this purple combination for just purple hair, can't you? And do just purple. Or the next section just blue, and then the next section like a yellow tone, and then, you know, it's got a dual purpose. So we'll fiddle with these bits after. There we go. Right, so now we're going to do these sections here. So back to our Dahlia purple, and we're going to go for the Dahlia purple here into, oh, wrong one. Well, that was black grape. I'm going to go for Dahlia Purple into this. Now, I want to have it quite visible, but I really want to take the pressure off to the middle. So let's bring that in. So each section is going to be 4 to 5 colours. That's why it's going to take so many pencils. But hopefully it'll be worth it. well, we hope so. We hope so, don't we? And then same with this bit here. And then I'm going to look into chat because I've not been in chat for a while and I feel like I'm missing out on the fun on my own stream. That's the whole point in me streaming, is I can chat to you all, and I can't on this one because it's just taking, it would just take forever. All right, so all your purple, let's do all the purples. Dahlia purple, then black grape. But it's our grade lavender into the middle, then black grape. So we've kind of got the gist of it, haven't we? So it's grade lavender, lilac, Parma violet, Dahlia purple, and black grape. They're the colours that were used into the purple sections. So if you want to jot that down for a purple combination, by all means do. We're going to come down to here. So as long, can you see it all right on your screens? So still with Dahlia. Once the purple and the blue's done, I promise you the rest doesn't take too long. It is just these two because they're probably more influenced into this hair. So that bit is a little bit darker because it's a little bit more heavily grayscaled. That section there will be blue. And then we've got all, it's like Tutti Fruttis. Do you remember those sweets? We've got all there, that bit. It's pink and yellow, like a, what are they, Tutti Fruttis? Is that what they were called? You know what I'm on about. They're the old retro sweets. Desiree, I need tea as well. Andrew's going to have to make one in a minute. My tea fairy's around today. So I haven't got to keep getting up and down for one. Although stretching the back is very good, especially when you suffer with chronic pain. You do need to get up and down. So we're just with the Dahlia purple. Thank you, you're back. Welcome back. We're just doing all the purple at the minute, Caroline. Yeah, we're going to be here a while. I have no idea how long I've been streaming already. No idea. So we're at the end of doing the purples, hopefully. So we're going to put some up here. And we'll just build up. But all the finish, oh geez, really? I didn't even know that. And I've only done purples. Wow, Sam. With a million pencils, eh? It's going to be my signature very soon. How many pencils can Sam use this time? Let's break the record next time. Shove every grey into the grey hair. No, I wouldn't do that, promise you. It's just because of this, it's got so many colours. Okay. Right, so then we're going to move up back to our sections up here, and let's fiddle with these until we've got these purples right. So we've got the grade lavender, and as I said, we'll take out any of too much that, you know, would be too white. Take them out. Do it, you can go, you know, like this, but try not to take out your strands. So if you just go up and down, you're less likely to. It's not going to sort of merge it all together. You're going to keep all those strands that you've just worked so hard on. So you literally just going into your white sections with your grey lavender. Just you know, take out all those white bits that you don't want and keep it as your shine. Then we're going to go to our black grape. Now we've done these sections with black grape. So now we're going to come over to our sections that we still got to do. And I'm not going heavy-handed at all. Just keep with that. So you can kind of see it's keeping that same look. And then same into this part here. Now I want to keep that got, you know, that's got quite a little bit of shine on that bit. So I'm going to try and keep that strand sort of different to all sort of black grape. So these are slightly different. They've got a little bit of a lighter tone. And then down to here. So just keep with. Build it up. Don't be afraid to put some heavy influence of this dark bit in there because it's quite heavily grayscaled. The same into this section with your black grape. Build it up. Nice loose hands to go around that curve. And that's the thing, you can kind of go around with the curving so that you don't have as nice, like you just want it nice and loose so that your hand goes around. If it's a curve, you want a loose hand. If it's too stiff, it's going to end up, you'll be like one straight line, you'll miss the curve. Just trust me on that. Nice loose hand, it really does. It just kind of goes with the whole flow of it then. And the same, if I build, sorry about that, just got to turn. Nice loose hand. Bring that down. And bring some of those strands up. Now, I forgot to put a little bit of greyed lavender in there. Let's hope that doesn't take out that black grape. So I'm going to put some into the middles and the same into these parts. And let's just hope it keeps. Right, bear with me, everyone. Right, so that's the sort of purple sections done, I think. For now, I might come and fiddle after, but let's start building up on the blues, otherwise we will take forever. Okay, so first of all we put powder blue, didn't we? So you're going to come back to that when you need to. You're going to come back to it. So your purples keep aside in case you need to come back. We might have to, I might fiddle after. So I can look at your chat for a moment. Yeah, it does work. No, it does work. Hey, Sky, how are you? Haven't seen you in a while. Congratulations on your engagement. I haven't got to say that to you in person yet. Congratulations. He got down on one knee. I'm just taking away all this dust. So if you didn't already know, Sky, Dreaming Colour, she got engaged. I bet. I'd be in a little bubble, a happy bubble of wedded bliss, I think, like that first sort of bit. Okay, so the 3 blues I'm going for. Hi, Helly. Hey, is Dev coming as well? Hi, Dev. Okay, so if you're just joining me, we're heading for unicorn type hair here. We're starting with all the purples and we're working our way up. We're going to be here a while. It does take a little time. I'm just warning you. All right, so we've got our powder blue, which was our first colour, and that's what we've laid down as our base. Our second colour is going to be Blue Lake. Our third colour is going to be China Blue, and our fourth colour is going to be Indigo Blue. So these are just a nice little build-up that really works well together. So don't forget to take out all your white sections. You're going to come back to your powder blue, so you need that. So put that aside and keep that near you. Then I've got to find my little colour cards now of the colours that I'm going to use. And we're going to work on the blue sections. So we're going to pick out, 1 second everyone, this might take me a minute to find all the colours. I'm going to pick out our blues. If I can find them would be a good start, wouldn't it? So we need powder blue, we need China Blue, Blue Lake, and then Indigo I need. Where's my Indigo Blue? I think my Indigo Blue's gone walkabouts by the looks of it. Where's that gone? Seriously, I can't find it. Oh, there it is. Found it now. Okay, so these are the blues that we're going to use. So we're going to be using PC1087, PC1102, PC1100, and PC901. Yeah, I'm going to do greys. That's the next one. And it won't be as complicated as this one, I promise you. This one's a little bit more involved. Right, so now we're going to go for our blues, and I'm going to zoom you in. So first off, we're going to start with Blue Lake. So don't forget, we've already put our powder blue in there, so we're going to come back to that. So we're going to go, I'm going to start with this section, and you're going to build up your strands and take out your grayscale. Now, I'm trying not to go too heavy-handed because otherwise I'm going to snap my pencil. So if you go with strands and build them up, take out some of that grayscale in, but you want to see the strands to make it look realistic. So just build up and start introducing the blue in. And this is our first colour. Now, the others won't be as busy. The China Blue will make the big difference in this, but they will just add the definition that we're going to look for. Now, I'm going to bring these strands down, and I want them to be shown in the middle, and I want these two to merge. So I want the blue to go into this purple here. Now, you can build it in. So just build up into that purple. So there's going to be a little lap over, and that's what I'm looking for. Hi, Danny. Hi, everyone. So if you're just coming in, we're doing unicorn hair today, and we're just building up. We're doing all of the purples, then all the blues, then all the pinks, then the salmons, then the yellows, and then we'll do all the finishing touches, and anything that we have to go back on, then we will do. And touch-ups and, you know, all of that. So we're going to go with the Blue Lake. And the reason I'm not going to swap over too many pencils is that we're going to be here forever and a day. I'm going to have to turn the PDF a minute. And I'm just going to build up. As I say, I want these to lap over a bit. So you can bring this Blue Lake into some of this purple, and it will be fine. It will go. It will make it look a bit more realistic anyway, because it will sort of merge in. Now, there's a little bit at the side of the peach, so I'm going to keep that there. And I'm very lightly putting this in. I'm not going heavy-handed. And the same with this section. I'm going to build in the blue into our powder blue base. They are Prismacolors we're using. And the reason I'm using Prismas is because they've got so many colours. You've got 150 to choose from, and we've chosen half of them. No, we've chosen 24 of them, but I think I'm actually using about 22, so 26, I mean, but I'm using 20. I'm probably using about 23 or 22. We'll add it up at the end, what we used, just for the curiosity side of us. Okay, so I'm going to build some of that in there as well. So just put some of this blue lake in. And the same into here. Now this is quite heavily highlighted, this bit. So we're going to keep it quite highlighted. And then at the very top, that part isn't. So that will have a little bit more of a blue lake feel in it. But we've got quite a lot of highlight there. So we'll keep that. Go with what the illustrator is giving you. And don't necessarily overrun the highlighted areas with too much, because otherwise it will lose that highlight look. So we're going to bring some strands. You can make them a bit visible. Okay, so just for the blue lake at the minute. Hey Carla. Yeah, only half. Only half, promise you. Okay, so I'm going to bring a little bit more into this bit. And then a little bit more into the middle. So just build up. Now, before I move on down, I'm going to just do these top sections and show you what they're going to look like, because we've only got a few to come down to. So I'm going to bring in my China blue. Now I'm going to come up here first. Now this is quite electric. Now I can't use the electric blue because I don't know if all of you have got the same issue. I know quite a few of us have. The electric blue is just awful in the Prismas. It is awful to use. It's awful on lay down. It's just awful. There's no other word for it. And I know quite a lot of them in production have the same. Says in YouTube hair colors by turns count. No, I haven't. I'm going to have to go back and look at that. Okay, so I'm just going to turn you a minute. So we're on China blue 1100. And as I said, the electric blue would have actually been quite a good fit, but it is a diabolical colour to try and use. It's the production of it is awful. Okay, so the powder blue, we're going to come back in a minute with. So you can make these quite visible, these strands. See, can you see that at the top? It's really visible. Then I'm going to have to turn again. Ooh, there we go. We'll turn it again, and we're going to put quite a good amount in this part, because again, it's a very large section. Like this is our largest purple. This is probably going to be these here are going to be your largest blues. So before I move on down and finish off the others, I'm going to bring that China blue into some of this purple here. So let your hand go wild on this bit. Just let your hand go into the other colours and do it quite lightly. You're not going heavy-handed. We're building up here. So we're placing where we want this China blue first. So let it go into some of that purple. Right, now we can have a little bit more here so that you don't see all that separation. So just work on where you got the little separations there. And just allow that blue to come down and see the strands. So you can see the strands there. Same with this section. I'm going to bring this China blue in. And I'm not going heavy-handed in the slightest. Nice loose hand. And meet into some of that purple so that it doesn't look like it merges a little bit more, that's all. And then I'm going to loosen that up a little bit towards the edge, because that part there is pink. Okay. So we've got a little sort of hair there that's on its own. Thanks, Deb. How was work? Hi, Rob. Oh, sorry I missed so much chat. It's because I'm trying to make sure that this all sort of works. So many people have bought that, haven't they, Christina? Okay, I'm going to turn, as long as you can see the little card of what I'm doing. So again, I'm going to merge some of that blue in. We're going to bring it back our powder blue before putting the indigo in, because our black's going to come into play in a moment as well. So before we move on, because I've not done these here, this here, downtown, I've not done those yet. We're just doing and concentrating on the top section. So we're doing this first before we head on over to our other blue sections. So I'm just showing you kind of where we're heading. So if I give you a visual and you want to skip along then on the video instead of watching me do all the blues, you can. Because I know not everyone wants to watch the entire thing, or they want to break it up, or they want to just see me do one section and then move on. That's why I'm just going to give you a visual first, show you how I do it, and then you can skip along to like pink, for instance. It just helps people out a little bit for me to do it that way. Okay, so now I'm going to come back to, before we bring in any indigo or black, I'm going to bring back my powder blue. Just need to thank you. Take care, Phoenix. Evening, welcome back. Cappuccino sounds good. I'm going to have to go and get myself something in a minute. Okay, powder blue. So I'm going to bring that into the middle. Now, don't lose the strands. So don't muddy it. Don't go too harsh. Just take out white and bring in your highlight with this colour. So just be very, very careful on this bit, what you're doing. Keep with your strands that you've done. Don't take them out, because you've lost all your hard work then. Oops. So just kind of see what you've done, follow that, keep your highlight. This part's got more of a highlight. The blue is actually the hardest colour out of all of them, I found, to kind of keep how I wanted it to be. And then, is it, let me just make sure, indigo. Now I'm going to bring my indigo in. This is your definition now. We're going to have to bring a little bit more, I think, of the china, but we'll bring that after. I'm just going to have to turn, you guys. I'm so sorry. You're at such, sorry about knocking the camera. You're at an awkward angle otherwise for me, and I can't get my fingers in there properly to do what I'm trying to do. So I'm just very loosely and lightly bringing the indigo in. This is just starting to build up. This isn't the finished product. You've got to be kind of like selective here. So just going to, like they're sort of little rings. So I'm going to bring them round. Right, and then I'm going to bring back Blue Lake and make sure that this is how I want it, because so Blue Lake. So this is just going back on a couple of your colours. Hi, Connie. Thank you, Tanya. And then the black. Now I'm not even going to put that, you know, colour in the screen. I've just got it on written down on a little card. Now I use, as I said in the beginning, I personally prefer to use the Poly Black, so the Polychromo Black. And the reason I prefer to use that is harder. You can use your Prismacolor Black, but it's going to muddy it too much. So just very carefully put some strands in light-handedly so that it gives some definition in, but you have kept the blue. So very, very light-handed. You're going super light-handed here. Just to give it some nice definition. And the same, if you want to add a touch, said I was going to do this at the end. You can do, but you've got to be so light-handed. And the reason why I say about a nice hard pencil is that you won't get the wax bloom. And it just adds the definition at the very top. Now, the very top is where it's going to be darkest anyway, because as you work your way down, it's going to be lighter. Right, would you all mind, before I continue, if I went and grab myself a tea? Because I need to move my back. Now, I'm just going to grab my sign. Because I've been sitting down for a while and I need to move my back. So bear with me, everyone. There we go. So I'll be literally 2 minutes. I just need to move and make a quick cup of tea. Hi, Tammy. I go away for 2 minutes and you've got the dog and the bird giving you sound effects. Right, I'm back. I'm sorry. And now Tilly's having a wobbly. I know. And Tilly and Tilly and Chipshaw, I think, in a minute. Tilly, enough. Hey, Bridget. Hi, Connie. Hi, everyone. Oh, my goodness. 1 minute, guys. Let me go and just move her because she's having a wobbly. She's free. Yeah, welcome to a very, very active live stream with Tilly. Madam, why are you shouting? Come on. Come on. No shouting. Sit down. That's it. I've put her on her play gym. And now you're going to get that. Oh my gosh. I'm telling you, these birds and this dog. What is your problem? There you go. Right, I am back, I promise. I mean, you know, you go away for a couple of minutes and then you have the whole house chiming in. Right, I am back, I promise you. I'm here now. Let's crack on, otherwise because we've still got a little bit to cover yet. As I said, this won't take too long once we do the blues. Right, let's carry on. So I was on, wasn't I? Black and the indigo. That was right, wasn't it? Yeah. So we're going to go with our indigo blue into these sections. They won't be completely tidy at the moment because we'll do all our finishing touches at the end. As long as we've got our main colours down and we know where we're going with it, that's the main thing. So I'm just putting in a little bit more indigo in that section actually, because I think I've put some before. I've done it into there. I'm just going to bring a little bit more. So when you walk away, it's a good thing because you can see what needs a lift or improving. Hi to those that came when I was just quickly grabbing a cup of tea. I needed a drink because when you sit explaining and going through what you're doing, yes, it can be a little while. Hi, Claire. So if those that are joining, we are doing this one, but we're just doing all the blues, all the purples, and then we're going to move to our pinks, peaches, and our yellow, which is the final colour. So at the minute, we're just doing all the blues. And we're trying to get section by section done, and then we'll tidy it all up at the end. Anything that we might have missed or needs a good little going over, we'll do that all together. Right, so I'm going to put a little bit more in here. I don't know if I put some, but it needs a bit more because we can always bring blue lake and powder blue back. So we've got a ringlet. Is that a ring? There as well. So it's just a matter of building up little strands at a time and just making it all sort of come together. So anything that you might need to do, then there's time to do it. Hi Monique, thank you. Thanks, Pickle. And then our black, as I said to you, black is going to be a poly. So if you're thinking, why am I doing a poly? It's just because it's a lot harder. So I'm going to come back to these two in a minute. I'm going to zoom you back in. Right. So the blue lake is just going to take out any bits that we need a little bit more of this blue in. So instead of all this white areas, just add a little bit more. So this is the blue lake. And then we're going to move down to other places. So we've got more blues to do. We're just starting from the top, working our way down. And as I said, you won't see all these separation bits because that's going to be pink. Hi, Kim. These are all going to be different bits. So you won't see, it will merge. But you have to do section, well, you don't have to do section by section, but you can. It's just easier because you've got the pencils by you. So at the minute, we've got all the blues by us. See? Then we had all the purples by us. Instead of keep reaching for a million pencils, then you can just do, you know, the 5 that you're using at the time. Right, the powder blue, I'm just going to make, just in case we need to take that into any more sections here. All right, and then I'm going to bring my black in. Now the black, as I said, I'm using the poly. You can use the Prisma. My honest recommendation is use the POLYCHROMO because there is no build up with it, because you're going on top of quite a few layers of wax here, and you want to have as least wax bloom as possible. So if you use this one, it's honestly just a better alternative because you won't get any of that yucky bloom coming off your page. So we're just going to build up. We're going to go into this part here as well. So don't worry about all this here because we're going to bring in our other colours and we're going to make it all work together. And just keep working in the sections that you personally need to or want to at a time. You can do this in any way, any method that you want to. I'm just doing it in sections at the moment. Okay, so I'm going to come back over here after. Oops, hi Selena. And you have a good day as well. Good to see you. Hope you're feeling a bit better now. Okay, so I'm just going to bring some of the black in. And as I said, I'm not perfect. I know, you know, there's many other people that can do hair. This is just how I do it. This is just the combination that I've come up with. Okay, now back to doing our other blue sections. So we're going back to our blue lake now. Now there's not too many blue sections left, and then we're going to go over to the pink. Thank you. Right, let's have a sip of tea. Oh, thanks. Oh, thank you, Carmen. You're so sweet. Oh, this cup of tea is like heaven. You know when you have it. Hi, Mama Megs. We've got a Nanamo and a Mama Megs. I love it. Nanamo and Mama Meg. Brilliant. I love the names. I love the names. Okay, so we're over to Blue Lake. So the other sections that we've got here is this part we've already planted, haven't we, with our powder blue. So start from the beginning on your blues. You've got your powder blue base. And we're just going to start very slowly adding in the blue lake. Now this little section here is yellow. We've got a little yellow section. Oh, thanks guys. So same here as well. Now my stomach's talking. What is going on? I've got sound effects galore. You had Tilly and Chip. And now my stomach's deciding to... I have eaten. It's probably that. It's digesting. Okay, so just going to bring some of that. Now this is like a small sort of wisp round. So just keep very lightly with that. And I'm going to add my own little, you know, where it comes off a little bit. She looks fit. Oh, that makes me laugh every time. Okay, so we're just going to put that over here a minute because she looks fit. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we're just going to add into here as well. And then these little bits here are very wispy, so just let your hand loose and follow them. Just let it loose, nice loose hand. It's really easy to sort of, if you go too stiff, it will look very peculiar. So just nice loose hand on those like last bits at the bottom. Sound effects. And then same, we've got a little section here that's blue. So keep with that as well. So Blue Lake into there. We're going to do all the Blue Lake first because I've showed at the top. So if you wanted to skip along now to pink, if you're watching this on playback, then by all means do. This is going to take a little bit longer, this one. I understand that. It would help if I didn't have a million pencils, wouldn't it? But I do. So it's going to take a while. Okay. As May said, we're only using 15. 15. We're not. We're using about 22 or 23. Okay, so again into this part here. Now there's a separation there. So I don't want to make that too visible, but it's got to be noticeable because otherwise it might look a bit off. Then, you know, our purple part here, I'm just going to kind of make that so that it merges a little bit. So allow a small overlap. And then bring some of these strands up into the middle, nice and loose hand now. As you go around a curve, loose hand. And as you come down to the curve, loose hand, so that it all joins up. But you want to see the strands even though you're meeting it together. It does take time and patience, it does. Right, I'm going to have to turn you a moment, just for a minute. As long as you can see the colour card and what I'm doing. Now, this will join, so join it up to your purple. Allow to go around the curve and bring that down as well. So as I said, next Tuesday or Thursday, I'll tell you when. I'll let you know on the community setting on the channel. It'll be next week. Next week's hair will be greys, and it will be like a dark and light grey. So you know where the roots are a little bit darker and it goes into a light grey. So that will be next week. And the week after will be platinum blonde. And the week after that will be an ombre caramel and like a hazelnut. You know, like we sometimes do, we put one colour into the other. It's like a honey at the end, caramel in the middle, and like a hazelnut at the top, that kind of colour. So that's the last 3 of just pencils. I'll have some bonus ones and I'll let you know on week 9 what they're going to be. They will be markers, but I will tell you the colours. I'll release that a little bit nearer the time. Okay, so we've got these little sections here as well. So we haven't got much blue left. Once the blue's done, then we are 2/3 of the way there almost. So nice, I need to keep this nice and sharp. Never heard of them, Dad. Never heard of them. Okay, so again, this is into this area. Just make sure you've got a nice build up. And as I said, I know it takes time, guys. I know it does. But the live streams will show you how long it actually takes. You know, it really does. I mean, sped up video, you know, would be so handy, I suppose, to have. I have no idea how to do them, by the way. Not a clue. But this will give you an idea of how long it takes by me doing it here with you. Okay, so we've built up that. Now that's a peach colour. So I'm going to keep that quite loose there. I don't want that all, you know, all fully done at the moment. And then I'm going to put very lightly into here. Now this is our last blue down here. We've got the one strand at the side, but this is the last in the plaits. Okay, and then at the side, just got this section here. So I'm going to turn it for you, just so you can, I need to be able to see as well. So just on this edge, so you're going around the curve, you're going like around the bend. Then you've got some loosies there. So just keep with this one colour, and then we're done with that. Then we can go to our China blue. And that's all I'm going to put at the blue lake for now. It's just to get it in there for you. Right, then we're going to go to China blue, which is quite a tad darker, as you can see, but it will be your sort of last one to define before you put other stuff in there. Oh, I was just about to do that. Thank you. Thanks, Lou. I just looked up and saw a load of jargon. Oh, okay. So now we're going to go to China blue, and now's your time to be a bit careful, because if you go in too heavy, you're going to have to erase all what you've done and do a whole section over again. So my advice on these parts is when you go to your third colour, not your base, not your first strokes, your third colour on any section, is go slow and go light, and then you're less likely to kind of, I'm not going to say mess up, but go in a direction where you probably didn't want to go, or you put too much in, or make an error where you then are like, oh no, what have I gone and done? So if you go light and go slow, you're more in control of how much you're putting down, and there's less likely to have an error. So it's easier to kind of go with it then, isn't it? So I'm going to bring the China blue here as well, and just bring a few strands over. So nice and loose. And as I said, don't forget, you can always go back in with your other colour at the end, where you can tidy up your white areas and stuff. Ouch. Hi, Gracelyn. How you doing? So around here as well. So I'm going to bring you down. Nice loose strands. And again, down this section. So, oops, let's move that for you. Now, we're going to come down here. We're going to work our way. So I'm going to start from the bottom though. So China blue. And keep with the same process. As I said, this will probably be our longest one in terms of how many colours and how long I'm saying the same thing. The others will be a little bit more relaxed. It's just so I don't take even longer than what it's going to take, and that's why I'm not in this chat as much today, but you're still there when I look up. Oh, thank you, Sharon. Okay, again with the China blue. I could end up putting people to sleep because it is quite monotonous, but it's quite relaxing to do. Okay, and then again, we're going to come up to these sections here. So I've put the blue lake in, haven't I? So we're going to bring in the China blue. Can't wait to get onto the pink. I love the pinks. The pinks are great. Hi, Grace. Hi, everyone that's joining. So today I'm just doing blues and pinks at the moment, but this is what we're doing. So we're going to be on the pinks very shortly in this big area here. I love the pink. It's my favourite bit. The pink. It was my favourite bit to do, I think, when I was doing it the other day. Or should I say for the past 2 weeks. I've been fiddling with this. It has been my biggest challenge, I can tell you that. Okay. Then I'm going to have to bring some of this China blue into this part. And I'm also going to just put some of it into that purple. And the same here. Can you still see it okay? So we're going to put some of it into the purple so that it looks like it belongs together. Because if you don't, it might just look a bit too much like it's all separate. So if you allow some of it in, it will sort of merge together a bit more. Oh, hi, April. Oh, okay, Desiree, I'm looking for a minute. Did you print out in colour or black and white? I just print it out as it usually comes. But this was in the grey, wasn't it? I just usually print out in colour, but it comes out in the grayscale, this one. But yeah, I never in black and white. I just do it standard how it comes. You know, May, that's a good... No, I didn't choose anything on my settings. May, that's a good thing, the gamer chairs, although they can sometimes be a bit low to the ground. Because I find sitting, as you know, I'm like you, sitting just kills me. And after a little while, I have to get up and move. And those gaming chairs I've looked into a few times. Me and Andrew were looking. But they look... Some of them look a bit like very low, don't they? Did you get a high one that's easy to get in and out of? Okay, so I'm just going to sort of put one off there. Right, so we've got the China blue done. We're nearly at a home stretch for this blue. Then we're going to come to the indigo, but we're going to put some powder blue into the middle. So come to your powder blue first, go all into your middle sections. Take out any of the white. I'm going to put in quotation marks. So any of the white, we're going for the powder blue. Just keep going into those sections. So it keeps the highlight. Okay. Now we're going to get to our indigo. Take care, Louise. Thanks for joining. I know it's a long one. Thank you for coming. Okay, so we're going to go to our indigo. So we're going to come up here first. And then same into this section. We are going to get this done today. We are going to do it. So if you're still with me, thank you for coming for this length of time. Yes, that's I don't, May. In my spare time, I don't. I only do an hour if that, because the same reasons I can't sit for all that time. I'm finding it hard now, so I just have to take an extra painkiller. But you know, on the normal regular day at home, I won't sit that length of time ever. Okay, so we're just coming with this indigo. I might have to look into one then. Yeah, I haven't done hardly any colouring in my free time at all over the last month. I used to be able to lie on my front, and which I can't do anymore. And I used to colour that way on my front on the floor, didn't I, Mum? My mum's still here, but I can't do that anymore, you know. Okay, just going to get my blue lake a moment so I know that I'm happy with that part. So I want that to go into that purple. Okay, and then we're going to come back to indigo. So now you're just finishing up where you want all your indigo blues to go now. So on all your blue sections, and then we're then on to pink. As I said, it takes a while. It's going to be the longest hair one that we've done so far. So that's going to be quite dark. And then I'm just going to grab again. So I'm going to just keep this on screen for a minute. Where's the blue lake? The blue lake is in the top corner, because what I'm going to do is make sure that the white areas have got quite a heavy presence of it. So again, back to indigo. Thank you, Grace Lim. Can't wait to do the pink. What's next? Okay, and then same into this part. And then bring some more down. Just come down to the middle. And then same with these light sections. I'm not going to do too much of the indigo in this bit because there's no point. But we're going to put a touch of it. So coming down here, I'm going to have to turn the camera, I'm going to have to turn the page. Sorry, I'm not turning the camera, I'm just turning the page. And bring this indigo blue, this one, in. So I'm going to have a few strands that are just loose. There we go. So you can have some little flicky bits. And the same with, can you see the indigo blue? Yeah. Same with these sections as well. And then we're on pink after we've finished with the black. Okay, I'm just going to bring a little bit of the indigo here. So you can fiddle with the side bits as much as you want or as little as you want. Now you want your black. We're nearly at the home stretch with blues. Now you want your black. Now, as I say, with the black, you don't want a heavy presence. You just want enough to show and define. But I can come to back at the end with like with them all, you know, add in all the definition when we get to the end. So I'm not going to do it over all, guys. I'll come back to black at the very end and do all the finishing touches, but that's optional anyway. You might not want to add black in there because I really want to get the colours down for you. So don't want to be too long with this. Okay, so we'll move on for a minute. Okay. Oh, kissing bird. So cute. Right, so now, before I might come back to the blues after, so we're going to keep it into separate groups. Right. So now we're going to go to the pinks. Now the pinks won't take too long because the pinks, it's quite straightforward. So in the pink that I've got down here, this is our pink section, and we've got little bits of peaches in between. So the pink section, we've got a deco pink base, and then we've got blush pink, hot pink, and I do believe I put some nectar in there. So we're on the pink section now. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to keep this as reference at the side so you can see what we're kind of heading towards here. So well, I've got to find my little colour cards. Just hold on a second. Deco pink, hot pink, and nectar. Right. I think I put some henna in there as well, which was my last. Yeah, I did. Okay. So what I'm going to do is start off with blush pink. Deco pink was our base, and this is what we might come back to. So I think I'm going to go for this section first. So first of all, so if you look here, we've got quite a few pinks in there, and it builds up. So we're going to start off, and I'm going to have to turn it. We're going to start off with the colour blush pink, as long as you can see that. Take care, Charlotte. Thanks for coming. And this is going to start to go in on the grayscaled areas. So as I say, it does take some time and it does take some build up, and I do apologise if it's a long one for you, but it's just that's how it is on this one, because there's so many colour sections, and each of those colour sections have quite a few colours to make it what it is. So the thing is with the pink, you do have to press that bit harder, and you're not going to see it otherwise because it's quite pale colours. So I want to keep it as close as possible to a pastel-y pink. So I'm just going to start laying in where I want those pinks to come first before we build up. Now, I want to keep the pink as well with like a slight undertone of like a peach. And this is where the nectar comes in so handy, because the nectar's got a quite peachy tone to it. So if you build up first with your blush pink, and that can come into your salmon. There's some salmon colour at the side. And then the same here, I'm just going to put a little tad of it at the side here. And this will also sort of blend in with that peach section. Okay. Then we're going to go to our hot pink. So straight away, this is going to change it. So start off light. This is going to bring it quite bubblegummy, like a bubble. Oh my gosh, a bubblegum pink. And you can start to make sure you've got a heavy presence of it in your grayscale. But as you build up, remember the middle, you want to see your strands, but you don't want it overrun, otherwise you won't see the strands and there's no point in doing the strokes. So just start to build up that look and that layer. So it is going to be a little bit harder to do with a paler colour in general, because the darker the colour is, the less grayscale you'll see. The lighter the colour is, the more of the grayscale you'll see. I might use the Holbeins, Christina. I'm going to have a little look. It might either be Holbeins or Luminance, but I'll have a look and I'll let you know. I usually generally let you know like just before. Okay, then I'm just going to bring in some nectar. Now, I want this to show more into the sections of where we've got like a little bit more white. Now, this takes a little bit of patience. But I really like the nectarine with the pinks. So it does change the colour up a bit. So I'm just going to focus for a minute. I keep doing that. What I do, I sharpen them too much and then press too hard. But don't worry about that. So I quite like this in with the pinks. So it starts to build up. Ah, thanks. Yeah, it'll take some time. And then I'm just going to bring some henna in. Now, I didn't want to use like a magenta or anything because to me, it just made it a bit too pink. Not what I was looking for. So I really thought maybe if I do some henna in there, it would be a little bit of a different take on it. So that's what I did. So if you just bear with me, I've got to just build on what I'm doing at the moment. So it just gives it a slightly, so if you can see, if I do a side-by-side comparison, it's more of like a tone down, but it will all come together a bit more as I go along. So it's just a case of building up on it, and then we'll add some more sections as we go along. Like we have to build up on it a bit more. So I wanted a little different take on this pink rather than keep it a little bit more pastel-y rather than too vivid. That's the word I was looking for. I didn't want something a bit too vivid. So I wanted it to be a little bit more of a toned down than the other. So I'm going to go back to Deco Pink a minute. Now, I'm going into the middles only. So just to take out that liney look. And then back to my hot pink a second. Just make sure that I've covered all the areas with it as I was looking. So if you did this the first time round and you've covered it enough, you won't have to do this bit. This is just me to get it how I wanted to do it. Okay, so I'm just going to bring a little bit into that blue. Just gives it a little bit of a purple tone. And I just really like that pink hair. Danny, yes, I'm thinking with the markers. And then I'm just going to come to now the black you don't want too much of. But this is just going to put, and I mean it is the tiniest amount. So with black, just be so careful on a very light colour because you're going to end up taking out the look of pastel-y tone. So just very lightly, like barely touching, just enough to add a little bit of definition from the top. So just be super, super, super light-handed on this bit. Because again, you're going to bring some into here anyway. So you'll see the difference. It just adds a little bit of an element to it. Now, I don't want to add it in, but if I was to put like magenta or something in there, or you could even go back to your Dahlia purple You can add some Dahlia purple in there, but you don't want to put too much because it's going to change the look of it. And that's not what I'm heading for. It's just enough to have it as like a pastel pink. So if we can remember that, we can go then to, we've done blush pink there, haven't we? So this is our, it's going to take some sections now. Right, so we're going to go head to our blush pink first. Add that in. So we're going to do all these sections now that we've got pink. So very lightly, add in your blush. Same with the top. So here you're going to have to be a little bit more harsher with the amount, because look how darkly laid in that grayscale is. So this part is very dark. So you can actually just put a little bit of a lay down of that blush pink in there. So go by what is on your illustration in front of you and let that lead you a little bit. So you can start adding in where you want your colours to go now. So you can start to see where you're going to put your pinks in. Right, so bear with me, everyone. You start to see where the pinks are. Again, that's going to be, I'm just going to show you from a distance so you can see the change as it happens. So this is just blush pink for now. When it's one coloured hair, then you haven't got so many changes going on. When there's lots of coloured hair, you know, going on, there's lots of changes. So it's going to take a lot longer to do in general than, say, if you're doing like blonde hair or brown hair or whatever it might be. Take care, Ashley. Okay. It's got a little bit more of a lay down there as well. So just go with your illustration now. So put in where you want that. This has got a separation to the main hair, isn't it? So you can be a little bit generous with that and bring that down into that salmon colour. So just pick out where you want your blush pinks to go on top of your deco pink. And as I said, we're going to do one colour hair next time. You're thinking, oh my God, Sam, this is so much. I know. I know. Okay, so all your blush pinks. I'm going to tidy it up with our hot pinks. And then I will fiddle with it at the very end until I'm happy. And then we will wrap this one up because the last sections aren't that hard. As I said, if you've stuck with me this far, then God help you and thank you and bless you. Okay, so we've got our blush pinks down. And then we're going to go for our hot pink. So I'm going to zoom you back in now because we've done the blush. You didn't need to see that up close. That's okay. Okay, now the hot pink. So generous in this section. And it's heavily grayscaled there on the main part. So be really generous with your lay down. You can actually go a bit heavier on the henna on there anyway. So you don't want too much separation. You want that quite pink. So just lay the pink down, and wherever you see it's heavy, be generous with your pressure. So that's super heavy. And then you can also just carry on that straight up and sort of meet that in the middle as well. Just keep with. Now that part there is pink. The hot pink's actually a really nice colour, isn't it? So just lay it in. What you were working on at the minute? You're working on anything new? I started one out of Momo Girl with Susie, and I've got one going with Kalina and Francis in the Hannah Lynn, but I haven't got back to that one. I'm just not feeling that one at the minute. If you want to roll that. Okay. Then I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to try not be too heavy at the minute. Daydreams. Yeah, it's beside me. Let me show you. It's quite heavily grayscale, that Momo. But I decided to do it quite teenish, so I did it pinks and like a pink with a blue tint. That's what I sort of started her as. Really, really love that illustration. Okay, so sorry for being a bit quiet there because I'm just focusing on where I'm putting these colours. So this is the hot pink. Oh, these Prismas will be the honestly like road rage to me. You know, where they just keep breaking. You're like, argh. Okay. Oh, thank you. Epic Journey. Wow. Oh, you're doing it with the Karen markers. Nice. They were from Dev, weren't they? I watched that yesterday. I watched your Happy Mail yesterday, May. That was so sweet of him. Are they nice to use then, May? You enjoying them? Okay, so that's the hot pink. I'm going to leave that with a highlight, and I'm going to leave that with a highlight. All right, so last bit of pink, guys, and then we can go over to the nectar, over to the henna, finish up the pink salmon, and the last bit, it takes honestly about 10 minutes, is the yellow. The yellow doesn't take hardly any time at all. You're probably rejoicing on that, like, hurrah! Hurrah, Sam's going to actually finish this one anytime soon. Yeah, I will. It's just going to take a while. Okay, so get these colours down and then you're okay. And as I said, yes, it takes patience. It does. You need the patience of a saint. Think of it as a journey on a plane. You've just sat with me for the length of a journey from me going from London to Greece. That is what you've done. You've sat on a plane journey and you've gone from London to Athens and landed. Oh, thank you. No, polys are much easier to keep to a point. Oh, nice. Yeah, honestly, you've gone from London to Athens. You've done a plane journey. How does it feel? Have you got your stockings on? It's quite funny when you think of it. You've done a plane journey with me. Yeah, we'd like to end up in that destination though. We could go to the destination. That would be a good thing. Hop off the plane and we'll give you somewhere really sunny. Here. Hi, Veronica. Okay, Nectar. We are on the last two colours of this pink. Now I'm going to be a little bit careful here so that we don't mess it up. And as I said, we'll go heavy with the henna there because it is a dark grayscale area. I am going to have to move, I reckon, in a minute because I'm getting very... Well, I'm going to have to go and get a painkiller. What's the time? Oh, gosh, yeah, painkiller time in a minute. Right, so the Nectar... Yeah, if we stay on this journey for another hour, where are we going to be then, guys? Turkey? Or where would we end up then? We'd end up a little bit further. It's still not long haul, though. We're still on a short haul flight. So you've come on a journey and the destination is unicorn hair. I would say no. Yeah, it will in the end. It just takes some time. I'd say the harder the pencil, the better actually for hair. Just in my opinion, the Prismas are a bit too soft, and I find that harder is better. Yeah, I do find that. Sometimes I use this colour palette for it. Of course you can. Of course you can. Mandy. Yeah, exactly. I totally agree. I prefer harder leaded pencils for hair. I don't always like Prismas because of the breakages and for the constant wax bloom that you get. It just feels like you have to fiddle a lot more. However, the Prismas do have an amazing range of colours. So I'd say that the harder the pencil for hair, the better. The polys work tremendously, and I should have stuck with them if I wanted to do this again. However, I didn't, and I've stuck with doing Prismas. But Prismas they have so many colours, and you can't beat them for that. You know, you've got 150. They're so affordable. We're down to the henna, guys. They're so affordable for 150 pencils out of all the other pencil sets. They're affordable. They're not, you know, they're accessible. They're in open stock that you can replace. It seems like they are the most popular brand. And they're a good all-rounder, but I must say that I lean towards harder pencils more, and I wouldn't say Prismas are my favorite. They're a good all-rounder, don't get me wrong, you know. Right, so this bit you want a heavier lay down of henna. They're not my favorites, however they are so versatile that I use them a lot, especially for the channel, and I know that most people have them. So when I get requests, I tend to stick with Prismas for quite a lot so that I can show you demonstrations on stuff. And, you know, I'd say a lot of my colour alongs have them featured because of that. Because I get, oh, Sam, you know, I haven't got those pencils. What are they in the Prismas? And to be honest, I really don't know half the time. Like, they'll say, oh, you give me this combination. What is it in Prismas? I can't work them all out. I have to do them. So I try to use tools more that people have so that people can follow along. Okay, so I'm going to try and join these in a little bit. Otherwise, I'm going to have to sit and work out a million combinations in Prismacolors all the time. And I honestly don't have the time to sit there and after every single video work out combinations in Prismas. Like, you know, someone will say, oh, it's fine asking me, but I can't do it every time. Sammy, I haven't got this. Can you tell me what they are in the Prismas? I can't always do that. So half the time I tend to stick to just, you know, doing stuff in Prismas so that everybody can kind of join in. But the next one will probably be in the Holbeins, and I know people don't have those, so I will try and work out with that one what they are in Polys, because they're a bit closer to Holbeins than the Prismas. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. I think with Prismas though, I say it all the time, they're the most versatile. So if you're looking for a good all-rounder, Prismacolors are always something that you can rely on, and you can find out some really great combinations in. So, and I love adding them into everything that I do, but you'll notice that I mix my pencils more than anything. I mix them all the time. I'm forever mixing. Okay, so bear with me, guys. So I will mix polys and prismas and luminance, and if I find a color that I like in about 5, you know, different sets for a combination, then I'll do that. And quite often I find that most sets really work well together anyway, and most of them will really coincide with each other. So what one lacks, the other one makes up for. So, and you'll find that as you go along. So I'm just putting a little bit more henna in some of this, and I'll put some more hot pink as I go back, because that bit's a bit more heavy. Okay. You'll find that what makes one, like, you know, shine, you can mix it in with something else that makes the other set shine, and you'll get a really good combination all together then. Okay, so I'm just coming back to hot pink. And then God help anyone that manages to have the patience to do this hair, because it is long and it might take you 2 sit-ins, because I'm doing this in 1, and I'm, to be honest, now I'm struggling a little bit with the back. This, I probably should have done this into 2, part 1 and part 2, but it's nearly there now. Nearly there. Okay, so with that, I'm going to just grab. Yeah, I love the Black Widows. The Black Widows are great. Now I'm just going to grab the Dahlia Purple a minute. I'm just going to add a touch of that in. Just a touch, just into where the purple meets the pink, so that it kind of blends in a bit. So not too much, just, you know, at the top where that meets, and then at the sort of base here. Okay, now let's just head to, because we can always tidy up. We can always tidy up and add the finishing touches and stuff, because I'm going to do my black at the end. I'm not going to do that now. So let's grab to our peaches. And the reason I want to go over to the peaches, I can put them in now, and then we can, hold on, I need that other colour. The peaches I can finish, and then we can, you know, tidy up all of it. So I'm going to grab peach, salmon pink. Light peach is our base colour, and we also need our henna again. Okay, so let's zoom in. Okay, now these sections are peach, so we're going to go straight in there with peach. Now don't forget our base is light peach, so do it gradually. Yeah, you'll find the prisms are quite soft, so if you're not accustomed to a soft pencil, you probably won't like the Prismas. If you don't like harder pencils and you like a softer pencil, then the Prismas are definitely for you. it all depends on what you like. Or you could be like me and you like them all and then you mix them all. You know, you don't have to just stick to one. You can, let's put a little bit of peach in that as well so it mixes. Okay, so you can mix your brands. You don't have to stick to one set. Your Black Widows, for instance, your budget brands can be mixed in with your more expensive brands. You can mix all your pencils together and make like, I'm going to call it a mega set, so that you've got different colours that all merge together. So you're putting your peaches in now. Hi Louise, thank you. That's okay, you like, well, you've been here a long time. Now the unicorns are sometimes pastel tones, and if we did the pastel tones, we wouldn't be half hit, you know, half the length of time here. But also it would look half done to me. So we've built up and we've gone for, I'll show you a reference picture. So first of all, I'm putting in the light peach in all the places that I want it to go. So we're just trying to, but why does that, the lighting looks off? Hold on everyone. The lighting looks totally off. Hopefully it won't. Hi Sabrina, I haven't seen you in a long time. How are you? How are you doing? Okay, so with the peach, I'm going to have to see how I get on, guys, but I'm going to have to come back probably and finish this at the beginning of our stream on Thursday, because I'm getting to a point where I can't quite cope with the pain. So I might have to come back and finish this off at the beginning of our next stream. Ah, thank you. Hi, Lynn. So it might be a case of end it in a minute, because as I said, I hope you understand that I do suffer with chronic pain in my back from 3 busted discs, and sitting for long periods of time can be exceptionally uncomfortable for me. And I reach a point where I can't quite work through it. But I can always come back and finish it on Thursday, or even before then, to be honest. You know, I could do it in like a little section and film it like tomorrow or something, you know, and upload it and do it that way. Okay, so what I think I'm going to do is just finish off this peach bit, because I've got quite a bit to do on the peaches and pink, and I don't want to rush it and mess it up. So I'd like to take the time and do it to how I want to and get it right for you all, because obviously if anyone follows this, I want it to be how I would be proud of it, kind of thing. But yeah, it's reaching a point. So I'm gonna have to say for now, we're kind of getting there. So don't forget, this is a test one. This took me a week and a half. Now we're nearly there. What I'm going to have to do is work on the next stream. Ah, that's okay. You can take your time, Sabrina. There's no rush. What I'm going to have to do is stop it for there, because yeah, I'm going to have to come back to it and do it in just a very mini part to finish it off. So I'm going to do this as part 1. So we've got quite a bit, if you can see, I've got quite a bit to do on the peach and quite a bit to do just with the yellow. So I'm going to stop there for now. What I might do tomorrow is see how I am back-wise, because I've been sitting for a long time, and I'm going to do the next part and finish it, wrap it up. But I honestly, I very rarely say it, and you don't hear me moan ever, but I'm in a lot of pain. So I'm going to have to just stop there for now and come back to it. And I do apologise for that. But, you know, I have made it quite clear that I do suffer with back pain, and sometimes it's not manageable. So thank you so much. I'm sorry I didn't manage to finish it today, but that's okay. We'll come back to it. We'll come back to it. So hopefully, fingers crossed, I can film it tomorrow. If not, I'll finish it at the beginning. I'll do like a thing where I do it, stop the stream, start a new stream on Thursday. Yeah, sorry guys. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I'm just, it's too much. It's just too much. All right, guys, you take care. Thanks for being here for nearly 3 hours. I will speak to you hopefully on Thursday if you're here. Hopefully, I'll be able to film the last part of this tomorrow and upload it. It won't be a live stream. I will see you Thursday. You'll have a good day, good evening. Thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you next time, everyone. Take care.